Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about the life story and the origins of each income housing environment guy and how they came to be. This series will be split up into 3 videos. The first video will be the high income guy, the second one will be the middle income guy, and the third one will be the finale, the low income guy. Once I finish making the 3 videos, I am done making income videos and shit. I'm going to stop milking it, I promise. But anyways, without further ado, let's start off with the high income guy, also known as Patrick Stellan. Patrick Stellan was born on November 8th of 1980 in the financial district in Manhattan, New York. He was the only child in the family, and his father, Michael Stellan, worked as a psychiatrist, earning around 300 grand a year. His mother, Rachel Stellan, was a housewife and had no occupation. Patrick was born into a lavish lifestyle, with his father owning a luxury apartment in Lower Manhattan. Patrick was a very spoiled brat kid. His family would constantly go on vacations to other countries and always fly exclusively first class. Patrick attended several private schools around Manhattan. When Patrick turned 16, he would get his very first car. His first car was a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Holy shit. By the time Patrick graduated from high school, his grades were not really the best, but he was somehow able to get into fucking Harvard. His parents did some very suspicious activities to get Patrick into Harvard. So then, Patrick, welcome to Harvard. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Patrick. So, Patrick, are you white? Yeah? Alright, perfect. So, how much does your family household make? Why does this matter to you? We will need to know. I promise Harvard does not discriminate you against your race, income, sexuality, gender. Okay, fine. My household makes around, I don't know, maybe 300 grand a year or 400 grand a year. Ooh, alright. Alright, that's perfect. So then, one more question. What kind of property does your family own? Again, why does this matter to you at all? We will need to know. I promise Harvard does not discriminate you against your race, income, sex. Okay, fine. My father owns a luxury apartment in Lower Manhattan. Alright, that's all I need to know. You are accepted into Harvard. Patrick decided that he was going to major in economics at Harvard, and Patrick decided to get a job at a luxury restaurant that his father's friend offered. In 1999, Patrick would save up enough money to rent a small tenant space to start up his chocolate business named Stellan Chocolate. It was always Patrick's dream to own a mega chocolate company one day. Patrick's chocolate shop remained moderately successful. Patrick's early customers would comment that his chocolate was very sweet and delicious, and this is because Patrick has a trick up his sleeve. He would put small amounts of cocaine in his chocolate, which made the customers return to Patrick's shop more often. Patrick's shop would remain small until the year 2003, where something tragic would happen to Patrick's dad. Patrick's dad would unfortunately pass away at the age of 50. His cause of death is unknown, but his mother believed that it was most likely Patrick that poisoned his dad, because the night before, Patrick visited his family's house and gave his father a chocolate bar. In the morning, when Michael had to go to work, he ate the entire thing and went outside to go to his car. Once he entered his car, he would unfortunately die. Patrick might have put poison in his chocolate, but we may never know. His mother would cut all ties with Patrick, but Patrick would inherit a small loan of $1 million from his father. With this newfound wealth, Patrick would open up several chocolate shops around New York and would hire and train employees. Around the same time, Patrick would drop out of Harvard and focus more on his chocolate business. He would buy an entire fucking billboard advertising his chocolate shop in Times Square. In 2004, Patrick made around $10 million alone. God damn. Patrick knew how to manage his company and keep track of analytics and spending because he studied economics back in Harvard. In 2005, Patrick's company would double and make $20 million in a year. In 2006, his profits would triple and his company made $60 million a year. Patrick would spend his wealth on a luxury penthouse in New York and a private jet. In 2008, he would open up his enormous chocolate factory, and this is where Patrick got a bit too greedy. He would cut back on safety measures in his company in order to, quote, save money, end quote. And he would overwork his employees and beat the shit out of them, and force his employees to sign NDAs in order to not talk about the factory's horrible working conditions. In 2009, Patrick would get the attention of Jeffrey Epstein and invited Patrick to his private island, and Patrick agreed to come over. And I think we all know what Patrick was doing on his island. In 2011, Patrick would buy himself an entire Boeing 747 and he would buy a skyscraper in Manhattan as the office HQ of his chocolate company. In 2014, he would start up his own luxury clothing brand named Patrick Stellans. Patrick needed a cotton farm to make his clothing, so he started to brainstorm ideas. Ugh, man, manufacturing here in the US is getting a bit too expensive.
Sir, you're literally like a billionaire. How can you not afford to pay your employees more?
You better shut the fuck up right now. Do you want to keep your school? Yeah, that's what I thought. But, man, I really do not know what to do.
Oh my! Patrick, come take a look at this!
Huh? Let me see. Whoa! A cotton farm in Indonesia for only 5K and 300 Indonesian men for only 3 cents an hour? Hell yeah! So then Patrick bought a cotton farm in Indonesia and he would abuse his workers and pay them very little. And he would also force them to sign NDAs to not talk about the terrible conditions on the farm. Patrick, you greedy little bitch. In 2016, Patrick's estimated net worth was around $2 billion, and in the same year, he bought himself a mega mansion in Puerto Rico. In 2018, the Jeffrey Epstein case resurfaced, and this time Epstein wasn't going to get away with it. However, Patrick didn't really have anything to worry about since he did sign NDAs with Epstein. What the fuck is with Patrick and NDAs? Oh my god. In 2019, Patrick negotiated with billionaires in the elite and they agreed that they were going to hire assassins to kill off Epstein. So then they did just that. He didn't actually kill himself. In 2020, there was this weird pandemic virus thing. It forced Patrick to shut down 2 of his factories for a while, and this made Patrick very, very depressed. In 2021, Patrick was able to reopen his factories and continue making millions from slave labor. I mean his chocolate and clothing company. In the beginning of 2024, Patrick would be name-dropped on the Epstein list and pictures with him started to resurface online and victims started to speak out against Patrick, and yeah, I think we all know what happens from here, but yeah, Patrick quickly bought a $12 million mansion in Paris and fled from the US to avoid being arrested. Cracks are now beginning to show. His employees are now speaking out against him and talking about their horrible working conditions in interviews. People who have worked with Patrick are now talking about how much of a terrible person he is. Patrick is now threatening legal action to anyone who talks bad about him, and Patrick has gotten so anxious that he hired bodyguards in front of his penthouse in Paris. And that leads us to the present day. In February of 2024, Patrick's future is now very uncertain. What will happen to his companies and what will happen to his victims? Would they get compensation or would they be sued by Patrick? Would Patrick get arrested and serve life in prison? Or would he get away with it because of his vast wealth? Only time will tell what will happen to Patrick. Hey, you made it till the very end. Congratulations. But yeah, this video took a very long time to make. This was a pain in the ass to make, but it's finally done. So the second video, the middle income life story video, is probably going to take like a week to edit, I think. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I have nothing else to say. But yeah, I'll see you later.